Hello, and welcome back to Adventure's Edge, Heroes of the Vale, episode 22.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So we're back and better than ever, ready to dive into some goblin warrens. How's everybody doing? Everybody excited? There's still a lot of talk about their new levels and feats and all this stuff going on. People are still really feeling their new powers.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm crawling around in the cave. I don't know about you.
Whew. Yeah, so how about that
It's a
last
lot of
episode?
spacey. A lot of space.
A lot of space. Plenty of space.
Plenty of room for activities.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I'm ready to get into this. You guys have already, once again, kind of taken me back by how you're approaching things, and I love it. But remind me, what did we do last time? Anybody?
Yeah. Well, it all started in the morning. I was enjoying my coffee, and I was getting up, doing my early stretches and yoga, and I grabbed his staff, and wouldn't you know, the wizard, quote unquote, that was the
Professor Peabody, the spy.
Yeah, he was, the clever one who thought he was tricking us by taking our money.
Who initially you and Zinnia absolutely despised.
Yes, well, I didn't change. So it was not from the big get-go. Well, he started talking to me through this staff that I picked up. And he wanted me to basically cash for information. So, you know what? I think it's not a bad deal, but he talks too much. So we bound up the top of the staff so he couldn't see nor talk anymore. And that was a relief. Then we went up. We were trekking. We found these tracks. Tommy found this tree. What was going on with that?
Well, the tree had an authentic goblin art piece on it, and me being the entrepreneurial spirit I am, I acquired it so I could sell it to some posh family and make us a little money.
That's what entrepreneurs do.
Yeah.
They're hustling all the time.
Right.
We definitely don't ever call it cultural appropriation in any way.
Well,
Not-
I mean, acquisition is, I feel, a better term.
In this case, anyways. So we followed these tracks. We found that there's a lumber area. Looks like they've been taking down some trees, perhaps for building. We assume it's goblins. They tried to trap me, but I'm too clever for that. And we found their entrance. And lo and behold, after some discussions on how bright it was in the tunnel, we then found this goblin sleeping on the job. He might or might not have a problem with drink, but that was beyond us. We got put him in a chokehold. Well, not we, the royal we. That was Tommy, of course. And then Zinnia, you asked lots of questions. Some of them were very helpful.
And some of them were just for fun.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get those out too, you know.
You know what? I find that throwing in some unrelated questions throws them off, and then they're just more open to answering whatever because they don't know. Like, it's like misdirection.
Yeah.
It is all about trust with hostages.
Zinnia's top 10 tips for torturing goblins.
No, not torture. It's building rapport.
I saw his face. You asking him about his favorite toast? No.
Investigation. We'll call it.
Hey, it worked.
Yes.
We got the information
So
we needed.
Yeah, we tied him up, bound him up again once he was done with all those. So no goblins have been killed.
Not yet.
And we're going to go in and walk with great stride through this very open tunnel.
Yeah. I'm going to have to add that at the end of the last episode. No goblins were injured in the making of this episode.
Well, just hold on.
I wouldn't say injured. We said killed specifically.
So we're ready to go in. We got information. Is there a game plan, or are we just going to dungeon delve this one? And
Well, it's been a week, so I think I've finally probably crawled the way into that first little corridor.
yeah. Well,
Sounds good.
you are tall, so when you crawl a long way by one stride, right? Your arms are long too.
Well, in real life, I'm 5'6", so I don't know how that works.
Right,
But
so-
in game life, no, I'm pretty sure I'm moving real slow.
I'm vertically challenged in real life as well, and I work with tall people. And I think sometimes I like taking advantage of these small spaces in this world because, it's a benefit actually, not a hindrance. That's why halflings are so fun to play.
It's like, so one of my children is really tall and it has like, I'll say grotesquely long limbs.
There are no names. No names for being
And then
grotesquely long.
and it's just like wah, and I don't know, it's just sometimes it's bizarre, like the reach on it, on it.
Sounds like you're
Like
describing
the arm just keeps
Yeah.
unfolding.
It sounds like the description when I watched the Bigfoot hunters about describing Sasquatch. His reach, he had super long arms.
It just keeps going, and you're like, oh, that's unnerving. Yeah. So
But in these
I don't know.
situations,
Yeah, there you go. You're just like,
Just in the event that you ever need something off the roof while
Yeah.
you're standing.
yeah, like when this child is like actually gone, like they no longer live at home, but when they're gone for good, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to reach anything ever.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of step stools in the house will triple.
Yeah.
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 We'll just quit using the top shelves
just
everywhere.
get little grippy things, like the little.
Oh yeah, the handy grabbers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Top
yeah,
shelves will be just bare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of looks like in my house.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it sounds right. Did I miss anything?
It sounds good.
Okay.
I feel like we're properly prepped for adventure.
All right.
So
So
let's get to it.
I will be sharing the map as you guys progress, based on how, on the website and on Facebook. So since part of this is a bit visual, but this works. So you've crawled into this narrow tunnel into, you went about 25 feet in to this roughly 15-foot diameter chamber. And then there's an opening to the north that immediately splits, like branches out. So you can kind of go like to the northeast and to the northwest.
Or as Fishbelly said, there are a lot of turns.
There are a lot of turns. And I'm going to do my best to communicate this orally because you're obviously listening to this on podcast form, but you sure have experienced dungeon caves before, and they can be confusing.
Twisty turny. Do.
And I'm hoping that the dynamic lighting will make it even more confusing for you guys.
Thank you.
So, Tommy, do you want to go first? Or is this just where you are?
Oh my
That's
god.
just where I am.
I think-
I can't see particularly well.
I was going to say we should probably get you some light. If that's
I just had this sudden flashback to the text only adventure games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where you would like there's one that was called Adventure that I loved. I don't know if anybody else ever played that one. And you it would use wand, and you just typed everything in, and then I would spend all this time drawing the little maps because it got so confusing. And you'd have to say go northwest, go east, and it was
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just I just had
That
a
is a
flash.
deep, dark rabbit hole.
I had a flashback.
Yeah, I feel you. We should probably have another episode where we can talk about how old we are. And I can talk about muds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Multi
Sorry.
user dungeons. It was a thing.
Still is.
That is it really is.
It really is.
It's very confusing. Anyway. Okay, so Tommy is basking in the illumination provided by Xenia.
Yeah. How do we want to do this? I can be right behind Tommy, so at least you can see ahead of
Yeah.
you.
And I have dim light or low light vision. So
And so because I have Xenia and Darun emitting light.
Mhm.
So Tommy, you can see their light, correct? Okay, but nothing else.
yeah,
It
I
looks
have got the low light vision from my trait.
Okay, so it looks like you see that initial little branch there, and you're headed off to the left.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we're just gonna take the left branch, going pretty much due north, moving ever so slowly. And I'm not going to make you guys do turn-based, but don't get overzealous and dragging your pawns.
Mm-hmm.
So Tommy has moved up. So basically you go, it looks like 20 feet up this cave where it opens up and you feel the darkness kind of pressing in on you in all directions. But this particular part of the cave begins opening up and there's a space. You can see there's a tunnel to the right and then a 10-foot wide tunnel with stalagmites off to the west, and then another narrow tunnel leading to the north. And it looks like you're all sort of shuffling into this space, your footsteps echoing dimly in the gloom here. Still no other light sources available. You can see that there are soot marks on the ceiling, so it is clear that the goblins do maybe use the torches, and you can kind of still smell like charcoal and things.
So the main room would have a beaten path to it.
Or more soot marks along the ceiling. Is there one where there's more soot marks? More footprints?
No, give me. That's an excellent thing. Look at that. Remembering to look up. Give me a perception. Actually, at this point, so Zin is like hovering near the ceiling, looking at soot marks. Trunk seems like you're.
I'm sure he's looking down.
Slowly, looks like moving behind there. Or Trunk, are you lost in the darkness now?
No, I have light cast as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I put that on you?
I mean,
He's
glowing
lit.
with light, so
He's
yes.
got light, yep.
So I got 18 to look at the soot marks.
All right. That's a really good idea. I'm going to throw the first silver of the game here. Your loot experience bucket.
I noticed I didn't get any for my clever questioning last time.
So I did actually throw a silver in there for last session.
Oh.
I did. I didn't. We just sort of wrapped things up. You guys did. You did earn a silver for your interrogation and not immediately murdering poor Fishbelly.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that is actually a really good idea. Then it does look like the traffic from the burns does go to that narrow passage to the north.
Oh, why the narrow passage? Fine. Let's go that way.
Okay.
So Trunk, so basically right now, Tommy's still taking the lead. It looks like Daroon.
Yeah, we're kind of in that open space.
Yeah, you're kind of in that open space. But Tommy and Daroon, go ahead and give me a perception check because you guys are just kind of moving along here.
I'd say 24.
That is a 21.
Awesome. Okay, so Tommy, well, both Daroon reacts in time also, but Tommy, you had just moved into this on the map here in the kind of the square in the center of the room. And as you were stepping there, you realize at the last moment that there is, in fact, another covered, like some sort of trap there.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, I'll probably have you kind of like step back or away out of that space.
Sure.
Pretty cleverly concealed. But once again, and Daroon, you saw it also, and I don't know if you reacted or reached out for him or called out for him or.
I maybe said, oh, and then I don't realize he got it.
Yeah.
Good eye, Tommy.
Yeah.
Here's a trap there. Be careful.
I see that, yeah.
You see that there's like, the cave dust and debris has been, it looks like maybe a thin piece of canvas or cloth is covering up something and then has been coated with a thin matching layer of like, cave dust. And it was very well done, artfully even. Someone less perceptive would have easily stepped through there.
So is it another pit?
Well, you'd have to kind of carefully remove the canvas. That is your presumption.
I'm going to carefully remove the canvas. Can I use the staff to move the canvas? It's now a tool, you see.
Small reaching stick.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, it's actually like tacked down.
Oh, okay.
Like what look like little like masonry nails, like in the corners.
Wow, masonry nails. Very clever.
Yeah, so you just kind of you can just tear the canvas on the corners.
Yeah.
And then, pull it aside, revealing there's a pit here.
Oof.
And it's actually remarkably deep. It's like probably 10 feet deep.
Oh my.
And you with your lights kind of shining in, as you're all looking in with the magic lights illuminating the bottom, you see that it is also, again, with the spikes, these wooden spikes, that really looks like it probably might have ruined somebody's day.
Yeah, what is with these people here?
It seems like they don't want uninvited guests,
I guess.
or that's just the type of pranks they play.
Yes, spike traps.
Hilarious.
Yes, the funniest of pranks.
The funniest of all the traps.
They certainly have a different idea of pranks than. So yeah, obviously everybody sees it.
Yeah, everybody sees it now. So Xenia, to your initial study though, when you're looking at the set, somebody does use the west tunnel. Like it's not like an abandoned tunnel, but you were just kind of going for like, where's the highest concentration? It seemed to be, north, south, but there is like a little regular, less of a pattern to the west.
Maybe towards the west is where the Bat Cave is.
Maybe.
I mean, I have to say, as the slow-moving, hunched-over person in the back here, maybe dealing with the side corridor so we don't have sneaky goblins coming up on my ass.
But maybe, I mean, I will say I'm very impressed with, like, now the quality of this trap and, the reasonableness of Fishbelly. Maybe we can talk this out and we don't have to slaughter anybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not like
that may well be possible, but also, if random goblin decides, oh, it's time for dinner, let's head up on this northern corridor, and they happen to see us here, I don't imagine they'll be like,
You would
oh,
feed
yes,
a lot of goblins.
our unexpected
Yeah.
guests.
Well, I mean, the same is true as if they go from the north to the west, right? So, I mean, it's up to you. I'll just do what I'm told.
Would you like me to?
Zinnia makes a face at that. Okay.
Would you like me to put some 5-foot areas? I can excavate some earth here, because this is just like cave earth, right? I mean,
No,
Sure.
it's going to be more stone,
So
more stone than dirt.
on the
we can
bottom.
go
Wow.
west if we want to.
Wow, that's
That was a long pause.
Yeah, it was all right. North.
I don't mind either way. Just
Yeah, it doesn't.
I
It
guess.
doesn't bother me. So
we'll just. How about this? How about we leave Corda back behind you, so she'll pick up anything.
Sure.
Okay,
okay.
that's
right.
a good point. So I wouldn't want to be attacked from the back by goblins.
Okay, so you'll tell Corda to basically pick up on Trunks.
Yep. Keep your nose clear there, Corda.
Okay, and then you're going to just press on to the north. All right, and not explore the side passages.
That would be.
Okay, then you guys continue on, making your way through this narrow, kind of crouching, rocky tunnel. And so, Tommy, about 15 feet up there, after that first intersection, you can see there's an opening to two, maybe some side caves. And can you see the white elevation markers?
Yes.
Okay, so there, I wanted to take advantage of elevation here. So what you see, those little lines there, that indicates kind of the break points. So that 5 indicates that line is like 5 feet up, and then you can kind of see where it's like 10 feet up. So to your right, you'd have to kind of climb up to a ledge to get into either another side tunnel or a room or whatever. Whereas to your left, it drops down into another room. So you can see it's like this up and down side passages. And then the corridor itself is continuing on to the northwest.
I'll gesture to Zinnia and point up.
Okay. So Zinnia will do a quick, oh, there's a skeleton up here.
Okay, so Zinnia, you go flying up. Basically, you're about 10 feet above where Tommy is now. And it's a very regular shaped room. I mean, the lengthwise, it's about 15 feet across and then about 8 feet wide. And again, it actually is a little bit taller in here, though, which you immediately notice is that this room actually climbs it's about 15 feet tall in here. And yeah, you see a skeleton and make a perception roll.
18.
You were so focused.
I
You woke
am.
up this morning very perceptive.
I know.
That's pretty good.
I'm so excited. This is great. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, Zinnia, you notice on the ceiling that there is like some bubbling looking movement.
Bubbling?
Yeah.
Ew.
I don't like that word.
No.
That's not something I'm comfortable with.
Yeah. It's like kind of where you've moved, but you're not directly under it. There is a thin layer of like green goo that is clinging to the ceiling there. And it seems to be bubbling in anticipation of your presence.
There's one thing that this whole Adventure's Edge and this whole Heroes of the Vale has taught me is always look up.
Yeah. Mhm.
Always look up.
Always look up.
Always look up.
You need to hire some
So
contractors to come in here and be like, yeah, look at all of that green
You
slime.
got
That's not good for
You've
you.
got some green slime going on
You
here.
got
We're gonna have to-
problems.
This cave
Bring
is
a
not
hazmat
coded
team in.
for adventurers.
We're gonna have to seal this whole
okay.
place off.
Well, I'm gonna fly away from it.
But in here, it was bubbling in anticipation.
Can I fly away from it?
You can.
Okay, I'm gonna fly away from it, and I will come back and say, Tommy, there's some bubbling green oozy stuff on the ceiling.
Bubbling?
That yes, bubbling in anticipation.
Well, was there anything like any other reason to be in that room?
I mean, there is a skeleton on the floor.
Yeah.
One might have to.
I
do with
feel
the
like
other.
we could probably skip the bubbling
We'll
room.
go ahead and
Okay.
cordon that off.
The skeleton might be there because of the bubbling.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't stick around.
that's a good call.
You know what? I failed to point out because it was visible on your map. There was on the floor because you were very intent on looking up. Looking down is important too, as several pit traps have already revealed. There was a small pouch with some scattered coins there on the floor. I don't know if you saw that. It was probably. I mean,
I mean, I see.
So you put a zinnia trap on
Yeah,
the map?
speaking of traps on
there,
the ground,
there was a little.
I do see it. I guess I thought that I wasn't zoomed in enough. I thought that was the green ooze. But yeah. Okay, then I will also relay that was there. But yeah, I'm not going to go back.
I think that's
I will
wise.
put that on the. I will make the green visible.
there you go.
But so yeah, there's a skeleton and a pouch and a bubbling green ooze. So, Dayrun, do you want to like go and like try and hook the pouch with your
Staff.
with the staff?
It's a good call. I should probably put a hook on the end of this, a grappling hook or something.
A little beak nose.
Oh yeah, I've got a grappling hook, so we could take that leather
Could we-
off,
yeah.
and then put it back on, tying the grappling hook to it.
onto it.
And worst case scenario, the green slime eats the staff, and then we're good.
Two birds,
It's like
one
a 10,
stone, right?
10-foot reach. Is that what I'm guessing?
Yeah.
here?
Well, I mean, it's a walking staff, so I mean, you could.
Yeah, I mean, extend my reach, right?
Yeah,
5
so
foot. So
yeah.
if you
So
okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea because we got nothing better to do.
yeah, I will also take out some charcoal, and I want to mark the wall next to that entrance, just so we know we've been there.
All right, so
I don't know if they need to roll perception for that sarcasm or not. That's your call, DM.
Well, yeah. So you all pause for some arts and crafts in the middle of the dungeon delve.
But it is a dawn thing to do is to put something there to say, guys.
Yeah, I think that we've got time.
Let's do it. Yeah. I mean,
It wasn't going to take like 2 minutes to unwrap
Right.
that leather and wrap it back with the grappling hook. I think he's just upset that we confounded his slime.
No, not at all.
I don't think
not
we've-
at all.
I don't think we've confounded anything at all. I think we're going to unwrap this attached to a grappling hook, and Mr. Peabody's going to be like, "Oh!" echoing through the corridor.
Okay, so so Dayrun, you're going to scramble up to the top.
No, this sounds like I'm gonna, and then I'm going to slowly creep in there. Do I see the green ooze when I come in there?
Well, I tried to be precise about its
That's-
location.
that's
Like it's right
appreciated.
above.
So
It's right above the
I'm going to crawl up there. Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's you crawl up there, and you've got your light, and you can see the ceiling. Like I said, it's like 15 feet up.
Yeah.
Would not readily have noticed it, and had she not mentioned it, it doesn't just jump out in the dark. What you think perhaps maybe is what happened to some other poor victim.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so then you can see this pouch, and you reach over with your new
Clever enough that the light was cast on the staff, so it's like
Real easy.
right.
Yeah, you definitely see the ooze react a little bit, and maybe it's like crawling slowly over the spot where they are. Then you
that's gonna be a quicker reaction to me.
Then you nab the pouch and retreat back down to the tunnel.
Okay. Can I keep the grappling on here
Absolutely.
if it's allowed?
I love it. I think it's great.
It's a multi-purpose walking stick now. I do too.
I'm
It's
gonna
a
end up,
multi-tool.
yeah, I'm gonna end up hurting myself with it, but let's go.
The multi-tool. Should I go look down at the other side passage?
Yeah.
Okay.
See how slime-based it is.
While she's doing that, I'm going to look in the bag.
Oh.
Or unless you want to do that.
No, you can do that, and I'll call up. I think I see a chest.
Oh boy.
Might have to tie that grappling hook on a bit tighter to pull that up.
Trunk just finds a slightly more comfortable place to lean against the wall.
Well, you can go in there. Apparently,
Never
it's
getting out of
taller.
it.
He said there's more room inside the slime room.
I mean, if you like sit down like on your butt, you'd be fine. You can kind of stretch your shoulders out.
I'll just scoot my whole
I can see him.
Like a dog.
Yep.
Oh.
I was going more with like the toddler who isn't quite at walking stage.
Not the dog that was trying to itch its own butt.
I mean, they look roughly the same. This one just also has a giant glaive ready. Just what you want in your little ones.
So is there anything up on the ceiling?
I'm looking thoroughly around.
Give me a perception check.
Like, this is not going to last. You know that.
I know.
There we go. It's a 5. Are you happy?
You have no idea.
Hey guys, welcome to your first mimic.
Sounds like someone's going to get that perception trait.
I am actually kind of surprised you didn't put a rank in perception.
You know, I decided to lean into the fact
Yeah,
that that's not her thing.
Play that character.
Yeah.
When you roll 2s, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, speak for yourself.
that's not her thing.
Okay.
Yep. That's what other people in the group are for,
That's
right?
right.
I support this entirely.
It's a
So,
team.
I'm sorry, what was the total again?
5.
5.
5 goblin fingers.
5 goblin fingers.
Okay.
Yum.
13 goblin toes.
Yeah.
That's what we determined.
Yep.
So now I'm just thinking about the poor goblin who lost a hand, but he's got all this 13 toes. Yep. What?
No, you don't. I mean, the ceiling is very irregular and rocky, and there's like stalactites kind of hanging about, and you don't see any slime. I mean, there's some like crevices and stuff there, but nothing looks scary. It looks pretty much like a normal narrow cave ceiling. So yeah, this and again, the bottom of this room is 10 feet below where Tommy would be standing.
Yes.
And you do see, there's a chest down here. It's like a small wooden chest.
Check it for traps. They've been really tricky so far.
Okay. I will check it for traps.
All right.
Is that perception too?
It is also perception, yeah.
10.
I mean, it's not your forte. You carefully examine the chest and probably look at the little lock hole and look around, and I mean, it doesn't even have a padlock on it. It doesn't look in your mind to be trapped visibly from the outside that you can see.
Okay.
It appears not to be a trap.
It looks fine. Looks good to me.
Okay.
Do you want to poke it with your stick?
Not really. I mean, I can come in and help you check if just in case too. And let's just, I'll come in there. Just let me get in there. So I'll come down in there, and I'll check it. See, just to check it over. Look up the ceiling first, and just in case she missed something. She's been busy with other things.
Okay, so you climb down
Mhm.
into this, narrow cave basin, and you're standing there near Xenia looking up at the ceiling, which is like, at this point, where you're standing on the floor, it's 10 feet tall. But so that means that the ceiling here is level to like where Tommy would be standing
Sure.
out of this. So you're kind of like, you're feeling very like confined in here.
I am a dwarf, though. I mean, would I feel confined in a cave?
I mean, you didn't grow up in the caves.
I'm going to
All right, so you
lift up the staff so it's closer with shining my light.
Yeah. All right. Give me a perception check.
That's a 22.
All right. I mean, you don't see any slimes again or anything strange so much, but there is kind of between these stalactites a fashioned hole. And it's about a foot in diameter, but the way it's positioned, it kind of blends in with a little crevice there. But looking at it, and when you're shining your light like right up next to it, yeah, you can see that there's like almost like a tube going vertically, like a little abnormal vertical shaft.
Xenia, do you see that now?
Oh, now that you point it out, yeah. What is that? Is that a trap?
It could be like something to fill. I feel like this is I don't know. Yes, I'm going to assume it's not like it's made. Is it like?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's somehow crafted.
We should probably just step out. I don't unless you want me to try grabbing the chest and we can leave. But can I check the around and stuff for the traps on the?
Sure.
That is a 15.
All right. I mean, you get down and you also examine the chest very carefully, and the little, there's not like a padlock. The chest itself does not reveal any secrets to you.
All right. What should I do, guys?
How wide is the tube?
It's about a foot.
Oh, could I fly up the tube?
Oh, be careful.
I don't know if you could fly, but you could like go into it, and you could probably wall climb. I mean, because you could probably just like, it's not perfectly smooth. I mean,
I could chimney up the tube.
You could chimney up the tube a little bit.
I'm going to chimney up the tube.
You get your light source. You should be able to.
Yeah, I'm going to chimney up the tube.
Oh boy. I'm going to step away from where the tube would come down, ready to catch her just in case.
This is going to be like their laundry chute.
Right. This is the laundry room, and that's just a mimic washing machine.
All right. Well, you start chimneying up. You do notice the tube has some moisture in it, which probably doesn't make you feel great.
Oh no, I don't like that. But okay, fold my wings in tight.
Yeah, and then give me a climb check.
Oh crap!
That thing that the flyer didn't invest in.
12.
Okay. I mean, it's slow going. You don't fall. You slip a bit, but then you make some more progress, and you get about 20 feet up.
Oh my!
Yeah, and you come to it stops at a metal plate. Like you kind of looking at it and make an engineering check or something, or it's an intelligence check.
Indoor plumbing.
I mean, you're modifying a joint.
That is a natural 20.
Nice.
All
so
right.
23.
So basically, it looks like a hinged vent that's closed, like pretty tightly, but you can see just the barest hints of moisture kind of leaking around the seams.
Yeah, I get out of there.
So we're gonna. What do you see?
I'm gonna get out of there, and then I will tell you what I saw.
Oh, that sounds like a trap.
Yeah. So you can kind of probably just like almost fast fall out, and then.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Whatever's here is not important. Let's go. Yeah.
I'll mark this room with my charcoal.
There you go. We can come back to this, but not right now.
2 rooms down.
So we need to be there. There's every step we take. It's going to be could be treacherous with traps or whatnot.
So either these goblins are more clever than I was giving them credit for, or they just stumbled into a very nicely prepared layer.
That's a very sophisticated trap.
Yeah.
Right.
Or it had absolutely nothing to do with the chest at all, and it's just somebody can open a valve up above.
Yeah, it could be, but
Could be a toilet for all we know.
it's not. I don't think it's worth the risk.
Yeah.
Certainly not.
Let's
for
go find.
Zinnia.
Let's go find this spring fairy. Let's. She could be in trouble.
That's true.
I mean, is captured in a cave, is in trouble, period.
Mhm.
All right. So Tommy, you lead the crew a single file to this winding tunnel. I mean, at this point, you've gone 25 feet, and you can see it's kind of curving around. You're definitely going westerly now.
Sorry, I just started moving people. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's fine. That's good.
You're good.
Just keep your eye open, Tommy, for any traps.
This one. That's my trap.
That's your good eye.
Yeah.
All right.
Your
We'll
good
keep
eye.
that one open. You can close the other.
Yeah, Tommy, give me perception. Just
Yeah, it's 7.
yeah, you're listening intently, and you can see that like directly in front of you, there are two, again, small openings to either side of the tunnel that you're in. And you could continue on, but as you kind of step into that spot between them, to your left, you can see it. It's just like this little, like 5x8 side wing sort of thing.
Sure.
As in his light sort of illuminates that. I mean, if you pause to look in there, I don't know. But then to your right, you can again see this sort of small side wing there.
Is the soot still primarily up or going forward?
No.
Oh, where's the soot?
It seems to be going to the right.
Okay.
Mm.
Zinnia, make a perception check.
Must be the wolves.
5. I got 5.
All good things must come to an
I
end.
see that.
Yeah.
I had a good streak, though.
You really
You
had
did.
an impressive streak.
You did.
The problem was you were celebrating it. You should have just been like, whatever. I gotta
That's
like.
totally
Is that,
what I
is
do.
that
Who
it?
even
Yeah.
My
cares?
coffee wore off this morning.
Sorry. Sorry, I learned my lesson.
That's how the dice work. Okay, then, so right now, Tommy, you're standing at this juncture. Zinnia's sort of hovering kind of near you or above you. When then we've got, looks like Nipper de Rune, Trunk, and Corda bringing up the rear. And what do Tommy and Zinnia want to do?
Well, I'm going to follow the soot, so I'm going to go north to my right, but north on the map.
Right, correct.
But I'm going to just do a quick peek. What
Yeah.
did I see this weird little...
So, yeah, Zinnia, you kind of hover, you dip down into the
Mhm.
little left at this point, because you guys were going west, but to your left, south,
Mhm.
in this little opening, you do see like a little like a tunnel, like a tiny little tunnel, that could be not even a foot wide, down there at the base of the floor. That you can, I mean, if you want to look at it, you can.
Yes, I want to look at it. I'm looking at it right now.
All right, so you flap down to look at the tunnel, and as your light shines in, you see a pair of beady little eyes looking back out at you.
Like rodent eyes or...
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Then I will just fly back because I will just say, there's the rat back there. But, I mean, I assume a rat is to be expected in a cave. They didn't look like abnormally large rodent eyes, did they?
A rodent of unusual size. No, it
Okay.
was just a regular sized rat staring back at you intently.
Okay. I mean, I don't have any special ability to communicate with a rat, which I wish I did right now, but
Yeah. No, speak with animals, huh?
no,
Not that kind of druid.
I'm not a druid. Oh yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're a different kind of druid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if your fox is like alert, like, oh.
Yeah, the fox would
That's
probably be
my
like
favorite fox.
Snack.
Yes,
tasty.
yes, but
I would like to go continue down a path. Or Kent, roll 20 has got me trapped again.
Uh-oh. I
I
think
can't.
there's a door there.
Yeah, I can't go north.
Okay. Can you see north?
Mm-hmm.
A space.
A space.
There's like a line over the
Oh, yeah. Well,
sign that says "Do not enter."
that's exactly what it is. So basically, you're standing there, and because somebody had the brilliant idea to look at the torch, the torch activity. You think this must be another door here, another cleverly concealed door.
Oh.
Yeah, that you should not be allowed to see beyond. But my door is apparently not working properly.
Hmm.
Oh. Well, I would like to push the door open.
Okay. Well, you push on the wall there, and it doesn't just push with no effort. But perhaps if you looked around for another latch, you might be able to find one easily.
Sure.
And you do so. It is concealed, but it is not super hard to spot since you know what you're looking for.
Okay.
It's the first time really in deep caves there, Tommy.
Yeah, this is...
End of sentence. Yes.
Yeah.
A little unnerving. Are you getting claustrophobic? Are you doing okay?
No, I'm doing just fine.
Trunk, how about you?
I understand what hell is now.
Yes, I hate this.
Yeah, I'll imagine that we're going to need to get a chiropractor for Trunk after this.
I don't know why.
I am my own whatever that
Right.
word is. But
Heel back.
So Tommy, with a little study, you find a latch and open up the secret door, revealing the tunnel continues on, which climbs up a little bit. You can see that there's like some carved, crude steps kind of to facilitate the climb.
Sure.
You figure you're ascending about 5 feet up, to the next level, moving ever so carefully.
Yeah, I would like to continue up both stealthily and carefully.
All right. I'm going to throw in another silver here because honestly, you guys have avoided some horrible fates already. Just
Some of them might be, on purpose, right?
Well, just the
we don't know what we've avoided, but we have.
yeah. No, you guys you're doing really, really well. So, Tommy, you kind of make your way through this little side meandering tunnel and with your light kind of illuminating, and you guys are still trying to be quiet, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So go ahead and at this point, I would
As
like
one can be.
I would like a stealth check from everybody.
I got an 11.
I also got an 11.
I look at that, Stealth Brothers. And then it's a 21 for who's definitely going slow because it's just like watching, like you could then like
Watching Trunk.
Keeps giving me this, can I get out of here? And I'm like, yeah, right?
Somehow
Somehow I got a 19 stealth, but I don't trust that.
It's because you're
Probably 'cause I'm
moving
not
so
moving.
slowly.
Well, you're also way back,
I got a 22 and a 27.
nice.
and that makes complete sense. Yeah.
And like Tommy's got his spear just clanking off.
Keeps hitting the ceiling.
I keep jiggling my bag of coins. That's what I do when I get nervous.
See, that's why I
bad
don't
tick
notice
to have.
things because nobody notices me either. So it balances,
That's
right?
yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I don't have to notice things.
All right, so Tommy, the tunnel end kind of makes a little L hook here. Now you're looking to the west,
Mm-hmm.
and as Zinnia's light, I think, is going to illuminate momentarily. You see that there's like a 5-foot step back down, and then up ahead, you get a sense. You can actually kind of feel almost like a cool breeze, and you can feel the open space ahead. I don't know what all you can see yet. If we move, yeah, there we go. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see a little bit now.
Okay. So what you see looking to the west is there's a wall about 15 feet in that direction. And then you can see the tunnel off to the left side, which is where probably no doubt connects to where you were originally walking. But then to the right and then north, the cave just begins to open up into a very large space. Now, what I'm going to do here, because you can't see anything out there in the open, right?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Which it seems like I should be able to. If we're 20-foot radius of bright and 20-foot dim, I should be able to
Except
see
for
up to
the
40
shadow
feet.
that's cast in front of you.
Yeah.
That's about it. bouncing off the walls, all the ambient light. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add you some vision here because there is the first actual light source, which is probably not actually showing up right now. Of course it's done.
In theory, it's such a great idea for a map maker, but it's just so
Fiddly?
yeah. It's just never feels right. Never works
Challenging.
like you want it to.
Mm.
Well, they say it's supposed to.
All right. So in the
there we
center
go.
of this room, there is a not a roaring fire, but there's a fire going. Something perhaps to keep somebody comfortably warm. It is a big stone ringed fire pit.
We can see now.
That should really help out a lot.
Oh, yeah.
All right. But then a couple things are probably going to happen. Yeah, you can see the fire pit. You spot at least one goblin over there sitting by the fire or perhaps sleeping. And you said you had an 11?
Yes. But like a sturdy 11.
A sturdy 11. I mean, that's fair. You're doing your best.
Clonk, clonk, clonk.
You hear some. Oh, actually, give me a perception check.
Who, everyone?
You and Tommy actually.
It is a 12.
I got a 19.
There you go.
Back in business.
All right. So Zinnia, you hear something up, and maybe that's why you heard it because you're above them. Oh, because the ceiling opens up here too, by the way. I don't think I really expressed that. As the room goes in, it very quickly becomes a very, very tall chamber. Like above that fireplace it's out of sight. You think it must be at least 60 feet up there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So where you're at coming into this room, it's already about 40 feet. And you look up because you heard some rustling and you realize about 30 feet up from the cave floor, there is a ledge. And you heard like something shift up there in the darkness.
Is it leathery wings?
It's not, no, but something shifted. Something moved up there. And I don't know if you like communicate anything out to your colleagues.
Yeah,
something.
I will. I heard something above us. Trunk, you'll be able to stand.
A distant thumbs up.
All right. So you quietly whisper in, people kind of freeze, and then maybe let everybody else get into this room. Is that what's happening here?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you're all now standing. Trunk, you can actually like fully stand for the first time in here, and you kind of probably stretch your back a little bit. And
Unleash my rage. Or back crack.
Zinnia is pointing up to a ledge to the west there, and you guys can see the fire and this huge chamber. Oh, and then also probably you aren't already making out the details. Just to the north of that fire, there is a stalagmite kind of rising up from the ground, and it's about 30 feet tall. And attached, like there's this wooden structure sort of built around the top that has a beam coming out where you see a suspended cage hanging about 20 feet off the ground. And you probably can't quite make out the form that's in there, but there's definitely somebody in the cage, presumably the fairy that you're out to find. What do you all want to do?
Well, if I see the cage, I'm going to want to fly up to the cage as quickly and quietly, as stealthily as possible.
Okay. So you say you want to do that. Is that what you would like to declare your action to
Yes.
be? So, Zinnia, you will begin. Your plan is to go zipping towards the cage. Trunk, I mean, now that you're kind of stretching, you see Zinnia getting ready to dart off. What do you do?
I mean, my instinct every time I see Zinnia about ready to dart off is to go, and hope that suggests wait and then she'll comply. But
Nope. I'm already gone.
Used to the fact that that's not going to do that. So all I'm going to do is just kind of, I mean, my glowing spear is already out and ready, and we'll see how that pans out.
All right. Yeah. So you're once you're adding more light, this entire hallway now is actually pretty brightly illuminated. Tommy, what is your first inclination?
Mine is to butt myself up against the ledge that's there and kind of skirt that ledge around north.
Okay. So you're kind of moving quietly along the ledge. Darun?
I'm going to, just out of a feature, I'm going to cast Acid Maw on Corda. And we will kind of, what the ledge that I'm going to follow and get right behind where Tommy is there.
All right.
Okay.
So you
Get along that ledge as well. And Corda will kind of get next to me behind, or in front of me.
Right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
all right. So you mumble into the dark and casting your spell on Corda. And as you guys are moving along the side of this rock face, Zinnia darts across the room to the cage. And
Do you want my stealth roll?
absolutely, yeah.
27.
You were like a silent stalker in the night.
Yes, I am.
So you go zipping across, but you're also illuminating light,
Yes.
making no
well,
noise.
I can turn it off.
You could
I will. I turn off the light and then I zip over
zip over.
because I can see in this big cavern.
All right. Then a number of things happen. Tommy, as you kind of reach around the other side, you see that there's a rope ladder that is could climb up. But you hear above you, like 30 feet above you, a goblin shout out, "Intruders!" And you look up, and just at the edge of the light still coming off of Darun, you can see a goblin looking down from the top of the ladder. He apparently didn't hear any of you come in, but that last bit with the light and the casting of the spells, he finally jarred out of his slumber and heard you. So he looks down and just shouts out as loud as he can, "Intruders!" And you can see then he runs back or disappears out of sight as he just like begins shouting and attempting to do something above you. And things are getting interesting here. I feel like we can't stop there. We got to go a few more minutes. We're almost there at time, but you got 5 more minutes? Or should we stop at the peak of excitement?
I think we stop at the peak of excitement.
I think so,
too.
This is a cliffhanger, man.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
We wanting more.
Wanting more.
Yep.
Anytime the DM is so excited to keep going, it's a perfect place to start this time.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. I worry about how much I'm going to have to cut of
That's okay.
the futzing. I knew this was going to be a little difficult. Dungeon crawls are innately a little bit challenging, but I really wanted the light to work.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's adding some. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it. So
I
far.
like it
I mean, I don't think it didn't
when it
work.
works. Well, it's just
seemed
more
to
kind
work.
of like,
It seemed to work fine. The limitation that we had is like running into doors or walls that we couldn't control. But I mean, everything else seemed to function the way I would expect it to.
It takes a lot of work to set it up.
Oh, yeah.
It's very annoying, actually. Anyway, well, yes. So you have successfully stealthed your way into the goblin cave,
Well,
at least to the heart of the cave.
we got there without setting off traps and
Using your skills and intellect, you've went the optimal route. You bypassed numerous deadly traps. I would say it couldn't have gone any better than you guys did.
how's your back feeling, Trunk? Do you feel like it could have gone any better than it did?
tiny rooms are stupid.
That is a fair point.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you guys 2 gold coins today.
Yay!
Because honestly, I did not imagine it going as well as it has gone.
That is because we are brave and resourceful adventurers.
Yeah. And we are
We use
not
skills.
afraid to run away from something or to just not get what's in that chest.
That's
I
right.
do have that bag.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we should open that, but not right. That's
Right.
okay.
Yeah, there's better times. to do
Wait
it.
Yeah,
until
I mean, you jingled it. You looked inside it. Genuinely has. It's not like a ton of coins, but I mean, there's probably a good 50 silver in there. I mean, it's a.
I think this is an appropriate place for you got to know when to hold them.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta know when to hold them. Yeah.
Got to know when to fold them.
Got to know when to walk away.
Got to know when to run.
Give you time to come.
That's what decades of dungeon delving experience looks like.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody.
All right. Till next time.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
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 Thank you for listening. We now interrupt our normal outro to say, I apologize for today's show length for being short. You'll notice at the end of the episode, we thought it was running really long, but once I did the editing and removed all of the awkward silences and grumbling about the struggles I had with dynamic lighting today, it was very much the opposite. So, learning lesson, if you're going off to run your own adventure, thoroughly test out the tech beforehand, especially if you're going to be recording. Have fun out there, and see you next week.